Hi everybody, my name is Eline Coppens from Ghent University and Vrije Universiteit Brussels in Belgium. Thank you for virtually attending my presentation titled The Relationship Between Belgian Children's Actual and Perceived Motor Competence, Identification of Other Profiles Depending on the Assessment Tool. This presentation was made in collaboration with Professor Meester, Professor Eva Dont and Professor Matthieu Lenoir. So the purpose of this study was to investigate whether different profiles in children's actual and perceived motor competence could be identified based on different assessments of both constructs. So, therefore, 440 children participated in this study, with some more boys when compared to girls, and the age of the participants was between 9 and 14 years. With a mean age around 11.5 years. So participants' actual motor competence was measured using the process-oriented test of gross motor development second edition and the product-oriented KDK test battery. Perceived motor competence was also measured twice. The first questionnaire we used was a physical self-confidence scale of Migraine, where children have to indicate on a 10-point scale how good they are in performing 15 motor skills. And the second one was the athletic competence subscale of the self-perception profile for children from Harter, where children were asked to decide with which kind of child he or she identifies the most, and if that is really true or sort of true for him or her. And two separate cluster analyses were conducted to identify different profiles. The first one you can see over here, so based on TGMD2 and the Migraine scale, and the second cluster analysis was based on the KDK and the Harter scale. The first cluster analysis combined two optimally aligned instruments of actual and perceived motor competence, which are TGMD2 and the Migraine scale. The 5-cluster solution was found to be the best fit for the data, with a Coppens kappa of 0.67, and it explained 76.4% in variance in actual motor competence and 64.3% in perceived motor competence. If we look at the second cluster analysis, there we have combined two mediocrely aligned instruments, which are the KDK and the Harter scale. And again, the 5-cluster solution was found to be the best fit for the data with a Coppens kappa of 0.83. And it explained almost 66% and more than 78% in variance in actual motor competence and perceived motor competence, respectively. So in both 5-cluster solutions, two groups were characterized by similar levels of both actual and perceived motor competence, which are the low-low and the high-high. And in addition, two groups were characterized by divergent levels of actual and perceived motor competence, which are the low-high and the high-low. So the interesting part is this: the 5th group was different in both cluster solutions. So the first cluster solution, based on the aligned actual and perceived motor competence assessments, revealed an additional low-high profile, which you can see in the first figure. And the second cluster analysis revealed an additional high-high profile. So it can be concluded that the choice of measurement impacts the relationship between actual and perceived motor competence. And therefore, future research should explore whether associations will be stronger when the used actual motor competence instrument aligns with the perceived motor competence instrument. Thank you for listening, and you can contact me via email or Twitter. I'm happy to answer your questions. Bye.